Imagine a car so powerful, so raw, it can make the Corvette look over its shoulder, yet most people have forgotten about it. In 2002, Pontiac unleashed the WS6 Trans Am, a car so powerful and so aggressive it became known as the Corvette Killer. But why did Pontiac's WS6, a true performance monster, fade into history? And was it really a Corvette killer, or was the hype just smoke and mirrors? It all started in 1978 when Herb Adams, a legendary figure in Pontiac's advanced design team, introduced the WS6 Trans Am Special Performance Package. For just $324, Firebird owners could transform their cars. This was a serious handling upgrade. The package included a beefier rear anti-roll bar, extra bracing, wider 15 by 8-inch snowflake wheels, and a tighter ratio steering box for more precise control. The WS6 didn't stop there. It carried into the third generation of Firebirds from 1982 to 1992, becoming standard on the Formula and GTA models. Oddly enough, it remained an optional upgrade for the base Trans Am. This package was all about handling at the time, from flashy power boosts to just pure driving dynamics. Then came the fourth generation in 1993, and Pontiac held back the WS6 until 1996. When it finally returned, it was a game changer. The new WS6 brought more power and a look that turned heads. The bold hood design and a simple rear badge made sure you knew this wasn't just any Firebird. The car's aggressive stance and performance upgrades were so impactful that many believe the WS6 story began in the mid-90s. In a way, they're not wrong. This was the package's peak. So when did Pontiac offer the WS6 Trans Am? Well, the simple answer is from 1978 to 1992. It was all about enhancing handling. After a brief hiatus, it roared back from 1996 to 2002 with improved suspension, a striking design, and added horsepower. By the time Pontiac wrapped up the Firebird lineup, the WS6 had cemented its place as one of the most memorable performance packages in muscle car history. But let's dive into what made the 4th Gen WS6 Trans Am so special, starting with its engine and transmission options. Buyers had two choices: the Tremec T56 6-speed manual for those who love the thrill of rowing their own gears, or the GM 4L60E 4-speed automatic for a more relaxed drive. From 1996 to 1997, the WS6 featured a modified version of Pontiac's 5.7-liter Gen 2 LT1 V8. It pushed out 305 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and 335 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM, an upgrade over the base LT1's 285 horsepower and 325 pound-feet. The WS6 also included an improved suspension to make the car handle like a dream. Things got even better in 1998 when the WS6 inherited the LS1 V8 from the C5 Corvette. This aluminum block engine initially made 320 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and 345 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. By 2001, tweaks like a revised camshaft and an LS6 intake pushed those numbers to 325 horsepower and 350 pound-feet. The LS1, lightweight and powerful, cemented the WS6's reputation as a true performance machine. Now, how do you know if you've spotted a real WS6 Trans Am? The most reliable way is to check the driver's side door tag. Look for the service parts identification sticker. It should list a WS6 code. If the tag is gone, a GM dealer can run the car's VIN to confirm. There are also visual clues. Real WS6 cars have a Ram Air decal on both sides of the hood near the scoops in the factory font. They sport a WS6 badge under the right taillight and ride on unique 275/40ZR17 tires listed on the tire inflation door tag. While these details can be fake, they're a good starting point for spotting an authentic WS6 in the wild. But here's the twist. The Trans Am WS6 vanished from the streets. Why? Simply put, poor sales. Despite being a better performer than its main rival, the Ford Mustang, the WS6 couldn't win where it mattered most: sales numbers. While the WS6 could outrun most Mustangs, GM needed it to outsell them, and that just didn't happen. Here's how bad the numbers were. Between 1998 and 2002, Pontiac sold just 145,025 Firebirds. That includes every model: base Firebirds, Formulas, Trans Ams, and WS6s. By comparison, Ford sold 144,732 Mustangs just in 1998. It's clear the Firebird wasn't bringing in the volume GM needed, and by 2002, the plug was pulled on the Firebird lineup, including the WS6. Now, if you're hunting for a WS6 today, what should you expect to pay? The price depends on rarity and, more importantly, condition. Many WS6s have been heavily modified over the years, which can hurt their value if you're looking for a stock car. According to sources, the average resale value for a 4th-gen Trans Am is about $25,115. Back in the day, the WS6 option added $3,150 to the Trans Am Coupe's $28,265 base price. Today, that extra cost seems to have paid off, as WS6-equipped cars fetch the highest prices on the secondary market. For example, a 2002 Collector's Edition WS6 convertible sold for $66,000, and a 1999 30th Anniversary Edition WS6 convertible went for $65,000. So while the WS6 may have lost the sales race during its production years, it's certainly winning in the collector's market now. Owning one today is about owning a piece of Pontiac history. The 1999 Firehawk was already impressive with 327 horsepower and 345 pound-feet of torque. But Pontiac wasn't done tweaking. While torque stayed the same, horsepower climbed to 330 in 2000, 335 in 2001, and hit a solid 345 by 2002, the Firehawk's final year. Each step made it more of a beast. Now, what's the best Trans Am WS6? That depends on what best means to you. If you're into power and aggressive styling, the 2001 and 2002 models are the top picks. These years not only featured the meaner design of the later WS6s, but also borrowed the LS6 intake from the Corvette Z06, giving them a little extra edge. But if you're after rarity and collectability, other factors come into play. The rarest WS6 combo? That would be the 1998 Formula WS6 with an automatic transmission. Only 90 were built. As for colors, the 1998 bright purple metallic is the unicorn of factory paint jobs, with just 12 cars ever made. Special editions like the 1999 30th Anniversary Edition in white and blue, or the 2002 Yellow Collector's Edition also command higher resale prices today, thanks to their unique looks and limited production. So, WS6 or C5 Corvette, what's better? That depends. The Corvette, GM's flagship sports car, always had the top spot. Even with the same LS1 engine, the Corvette was lighter, had an independent rear suspension, and boasted near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution. The WS6, on the other hand, was heavier, nose-heavy, and used a live rear axle, which made it a bit slower despite comparable power. Still, while the Corvette might edge out in performance, the WS6 makes up for it with its on-road presence. Few cars can match the raw, unapologetic drama of a WS6 roaring down the road, looking like it just rolled out of a muscle car fantasy. When it comes to modifying a WS6, the possibilities range from beginner-friendly tweaks to advanced upgrades that transform the car into an absolute monster. Let's break it down step by step. If you're just getting started, there are a few simple mods you can tackle in your driveway. First up, consider deleting the air intake silencer. This opens up the airflow, letting the engine breathe better and perform more efficiently. Another easy tweak is removing the baffles in the ram air hood. While some argue its effectiveness, it's a quick mod that many enthusiasts swear by. A larger throttle body, or a ported and polished version of the stock one, is another great way to unlock some extra horsepower. It's not too complicated and delivers noticeable results. And don't forget the classic bolt-on upgrade, a catback exhaust. This not only improves performance, but gives your WS6 that deep, throaty growl every muscle car deserves. For serious power, consider adding forced induction like a supercharger or turbocharger. There are full kits available that minimize the need for custom parts. Or if you want to go all out, you can drop in a high-performance crate engine. But here's the thing, you add this much power, you'll also need to upgrade other parts of the car, like the transmission, brakes, and suspension to handle the extra muscle. Creating 800 horsepower sounds like the ultimate dream, but it's about how efficiently you can get that power to the pavement. First off, an upgraded clutch is essential. After a few spirited test runs, your stock clutch might start begging for mercy. A popular choice? The clutch from the C6 Z06. It's a direct fit and can handle up to 500 horsepower with ease, making it a solid pick for anyone planning big power boosts. Now, onto the quirks and issues. First, the good news. The later LS1 engine and T56 manual transmission are rock solid with regular maintenance. The earlier LT1 is reliable too, but its OptiSpark ignition system can sometimes act up, causing hesitation or misfires. If you've got the 4L60E automatic transmission, it's also a durable workhorse. Just avoid abusing it with excessive neutral drops or too much torque. One notable issue is with power steering fluid overheating during spirited drives. Pontiac added a cooler, but it's not very effective. Upgrading to a proper aftermarket cooler is an easy and affordable fix, just 30 minutes and $30. Lighting problems are another headache. Fog lights and corner markers often fail due to moisture and corrosion, and those iconic pop-up headlights? Over time, their plastic ears wear out, leading to a one-eyed wink that can be frustrating to fix. Lastly, the Passkey 2 anti-theft system can sometimes misfire, especially if the key wears down or the ignition cylinder loosens. The car might not recognize the key and refuse to start. Fixing this might mean replacing the key or ignition cylinder. To wrap it up, the Pontiac Trans Am WS6 is an iconic muscle car that perfectly blends style and performance. Sure, it has its oddities and challenges, like the occasional lighting issues, power steering troubles, or the temperamental anti-theft system. But these are small prices to pay for owning a piece of American automotive history. With a little maintenance and a few thoughtful upgrades, the WS6 transforms into a beast that delivers thrilling drives and turns heads wherever it goes. What do you think of the Pontiac Trans Am WS6? Which modification do you think gives the best bang for the buck in a WS6? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more car content, and click here to watch our video on Cannonball Run Cars Revisited. You won't want to miss it.